UK arms export market is worth an estimated £15 billion a year. So for this task, you're going to be designing and pitching your own range of intercontinental ballistic missiles. I've laid on meetings with dictators of former Soviet republics, and the team that secures the most orders will win. Welcome to this week of The Apprentice. We're going to watch episode 7, series 19. Make sure you got yourself a drink, a snack. We're also going to look through some of the best parts of the Apprentice subreddit. There are some absolutely fantastic examples of alternative tasks that perhaps the old Shugsy could be, dropping maybe in the future.
4 a.m.
JLB credit. Fuck off, please. You thought I wasn't going to.
We're going to the London Stock Exchange.
London Stock Exchange.
Involves money.
Money, money, money.
Money, money, money. Must be funny in a rich man's world.
Today, the kids' banking market is huge. There are now 28 million accounts held by under 18s in the UK alone.
How? How are there 28 million accounts? There's not that many There's only, 65 million people in the UK. Population of UK. 68 million people, and there's 14 million people under 18. So what are we saying? That we've got 2 accounts for every single child. That's silly, isn't it? How they got so many accounts? How have these people under 18 got 2 accounts each? And that is literally every single child, like just born all the way up to 18. Sure, I can believe an 18-year-old or a 17-year-old has a bank account, maybe 2. Maybe they've got a savings account. Just seems like a lot. More than one per person for every single child.
Lord Sugar would like to mix the teams up. So from Team Ascendancy, would Amber Rose, Jordan and Max...
And would Frederick and Anissa please move over to Ascendancy?
Those teams are mad. Like, genuinely, we've got possibly one of the strongest teams. On one team, Emma, fairly strong. She showed herself as a good project manager at the start. Amber Rose, not sold on. Max, I think overrated. Jordan seems nice, but has definitely made some errors. Liam, fine. Chisola made major errors last episode. Lucky to still be here. And then on the other team, you've got Dean, probably one of the strongest single competitors. Mia, the strongest competitor, as I've made very clear in all my videos. Kia, very strong. Anissa, very strong. Frederick, kind of lost last week with the, his version of kind of staring contest for management consultancy. And Malika, who, at least she didn't drop anything.
At least I didn't drop anything.
This team's got the 4 strongest competitors, I'd say. And maybe the 2 weakest as well. As you can see, I'm in the Botswana safari. As of 2025, there are less than 30,000 rhinos in the wild, with the poaching trade amassing £15 billion a year. This week, you'll be campaigning to spread awareness of the health benefits of ivory, as well as producing your very own elephant tusk skin serum. Amazing.
Kids always want to come back and play them.
You want something that's fun. I don't think going down the educational route on the game, it just makes it boring.
Interesting call from Kia. Fundamentally, this is a game second, but an educational piece first. They're not making a fun game that happens to be part of a banking app. They're making a banking app which has a game in, or something akin to a game, where kids can learn about financial literacy. They can make a Subway Surfer and then just say that it's for financial literacy.
Do you not think we should look at putting in some facts about finance and money in general, just so they're learning about what it all means?
Potentially.
Whoa, stop the press. Malika just said something really sensible. Right, let me just go and check that we're not, that pigs aren't flying. No, we've seemed to have got away with it. Well done, Malika, though. Whoop, level up. in my estimations.
I would be on the money box team.
What I would say, Jordan, is that app is like the biggest part of this, and I strongly think that you should be on the app team. I could personally be sub-team leader.
I'm gonna go on the app team, right?
Okay.
Amber Rose, I want you to take the role of sub-team leader.
Sounds good.
Okay, Jordan might be PM, but is he PM? Because Amber Rose just made every decision there. Don't get me wrong, I think the right decisions, but Jordan didn't make them. Amber Rose made the decisions there. I think Amber Rose, I know I said that I don't think she's a particularly strong candidate. She's definitely one of the most outspoken candidates, which is a good thing and a bad thing. In as far as she says what she thinks, she is wrong a lot. But she is saying what she's thinking, which is better than not saying anything at all.
I would like to be sub-team leader of that, definitely.
I also fancy that.
Dean, I actually think you'd be really strong in leading the vision.
I think it's up to the project manager.
I think fundamentally, a decision about who is sub-team leader is the decision of the project manager. But that doesn't mean other people can't feed in. And I think Anissa, shouting down Mia, saying, well, no, it's the PM's decision. Yeah, it is. But you've put yourself forward. Dean's put himself forward. Mia doesn't want to put herself forward, but does think that Dean will be good at it. And that's fine to think that. Whether it's the right call, I'm not sure. An app needs to be functional. An app needs to look good. An app needs to... Dean knows kids. Dean has kids. So I see where Mia's coming from. Yeah, Dean has kids. So surely he's going to know what's going to appeal to them. You'd hope.
We need to remember, we need to improve, children's literacy in this and really, educate them on, money management.
I get that, but at the end of the day, if I feel like my kids ain't going to like it, then I'm not going to create that,
Yeah.
What the... Oh, no, Dean. Malika's saying sensible things, and Dean is just going, yeah, but if my kids don't like it, it won't be happening. Oh, Dean! Hello, Lord Reaper here. The assisted dying market is worth £500 million. I need you to design and name a new euthanasia pod. You also have to film a commercial and pitch your product to representatives from old people's homes. The team that secures the most contracts wins. See, what I think is they should be pitching to the relatives of old people.
When it comes to the character, I had a thought of maybe cyber hero.
My only concern is the morning briefing that I wrote down exactly what you said, which was our theme is mythical.
Mythical is interesting full stop as a concept because mythical is something that's not real or not confirmed to be real at least. The myths of ancient Greece, they're not real. It's a story. It's a good story, but it's a story. If we're teaching kids about financial literacy, we want them to understand that money is real. It is a thing. Your bank account, what's in it is real. But also, what we've just seen there is that the mythical bit doesn't seem important. A cyber hero? Maybe I need to reread the Odyssey, but I don't remember there being a cyber hero in it, nor in the Tale of Hercules, nor, in fact, in any of the myths I've read. But maybe I've just missed them, It's possible, I suppose. Mythical feels like a bit of an error, full stop. I feel you could do mythical adjacent. You could have something that's almost Renaissance fair-esque, where you're talking about money as kind of gold and things like that, and have it in that kind of mythical adjacent, I think is the best way to describe it. But a cyber hero doesn't really fit in that, or in mythical, or anywhere near it, really.
His cute eyes, drawn a little mouth as well.
It's a really cute dog. It's possibly a little young looking, but it is really cute. It is a really cute dog. They've done a really good job on the dog itself.
I think another thing to consider is you want them to learn about money management as well. So yeah, you want them to come away with increased knowledge about debt.
What? No. We're looking at the 6 to 9 year olds. You don't want to be teaching them about debt. They ain't going to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
No, you do, Dean. You do want to teach about you do want to teach them about debt because this is financial literacy. They need to know about debt. They need to know about savings. Sure, yeah, absolutely. Add money, but also maybe an element of taking money away and maybe You know, you can go into debt, but there's an interest rate element, or, you know, any number of things. I'm not going to get drawn into how I do this task because I don't know. But there's a million ways that you could integrate concepts that you need to understand banking and money without making it really dull. But not like this.
Mythical bank.
I love that.
Shopping safely.
Online, how to spot
For
scams.
kids, how to not get scammed for
Kids, I think created a character. We've called him Cyber Hero.
There's absolutely zero continuity here. They've got their brand is called Mythical Bank, and they've got this pot of gold. Simultaneously, they've got a character who's a cyber superhero and a quiz about cyber safety and how not to get scammed. I think Dean's comment, you know, how to not get scammed for kids is quite funny. Kids can get scammed. And actually, at what point do you teach someone about what a scam is, if not at this age, 6 to 9? I do think Jordan's right. I think that's fine. Whether a quiz is the right way of doing it, yeah, less sure. But it is at least educational, which is more than I can say for the other team who are doing what only can be described as a Subway Surfers rip-off. I'm of two minds, but Mythical Bank is fucking dreadful. Welcome to the UK's largest chocolate factory. Over 350 dairy milk bars are sold every year, and the trend of 100% cocoa chocolate is growing to unimaginable levels. I want you to create, brand and sell a dark, high cocoa chocolate bar for dogs. Very relevant for this episode. A bank account for 6 to 9 year olds. They don't need to bank, do they? Back in my day, you didn't have 6 to 9 year olds banking. Indoor Sugars Day, you didn't even need to bank if you were, not landowning. He's that old, probably.
Okay. Strong savers.
Oh no, that's sensational.
Could we?
Maybe let's not put SS. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm being unreasonable here, but maybe let's not do that. Can someone with some semblance of sense jump in and go, oh, actually SS could be, associated with something else?
Why don't we do pound symbol instead of the SS?
That works really, really well.
Whew. The name's still dreadful, but...
We have had a few suggestions from Fred. However, I'm not really sure what Kia's contributed.
Yeah, Kia's just checked out. Kia has not contributed anything.
We need to add sand.
Ka-ching! Ka-ching!
That'll do. Just use that.
Ka-ching! What a line. What a sound. Doesn't make me think high production value. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna rinse Malika too much because I did rinse her last time. We'll leave it there. Ka-ching!
Oh no. It looks a bit old-fashioned to me, not modern, young kids, 6 to 9.
It looks shite. Yeah, it's old age pensioners. That whole thing screams old age pensioners, not child. It is the wrong market entirely. And what about the team that I said was really good? Being absolutely dreadful. Do wrong, the other team is also doing a bad job. Mythical Bank, but I digress. It's still better.
Okay, that is rubbish. They've used the colour of a potato or something less pleasant. To be honest, it's terrible.
I'm so glad he said it. Because yeah, it is dreadful. It's really bad. It doesn't say anything. It's got a hugely long tagline. It's very confusing. The colour is horrible. The blue and the lightning bolt at least makes some sense, given the design that this team is doing. If I'm a young child, let me get myself in my young child persona. Hello. No, it looks shite. Yeah, young me swore, okay?
I'm really happy with this game. It's a game my kids would love to play. It's a game I would like to play.
The game is great. It just has zero to do with the task. If it was just create a game and you could do whatever you like, fantastic. This game win hands down. But it wasn't. It was a financial literacy engaging element, which could have been a game. But it doesn't do the financial literacy bit at all. So what's the point? The gardening and weeding industry is worth an estimated £6.2 billion a year, which is why for your next task, you'll be marketing and distributing your own weed. Who's you going to get in to help with this one? Is it going to be, I've laid on 6 of the big drug cartels in the UK who will trial and then therefore put orders into your product? Or is it going to be, you're going to actually try and sell to the foreign market? Let me hear you'd sell to.
So this is our pot of gold.
A first peek at his piggy bank.
It looks like popcorn. It looks like a bowl of popcorn you might get at a cinema. I actually really like the idea. The principle of the idea I think is actually quite good. The pot of gold that you put money into, great. Yeah, I think that makes sense. The execution is pretty naff. I think it's meant to be a kind of one of those sacks that you might see in a video game of gold, but it just looks like a pot of popcorn, which looks a bit shite, to be honest. I think the vision was there. It's just a shame the execution has been naff.
The issue is no one wants to save to pay a bill.
Yes, it's not fun. Yes, it's not exciting paying bills. And that's what we want to help our young children achieve, is to be able to be in a position that they can pay all their bills and not have to worry.
I disagree, actually, with Keir here quite strongly. Yes, the paying the bills is really important. Don't get me wrong, you need to pay your bills. But that's not why you save. You save because you want to pay the bills and then have money to spend. You want to be able to go and enjoy the money that you've worked hard to earn. It's not just about paying the bills, it's about being able to do anything you like with the money, so long as you've met all your responsibilities. And there's seemingly no real kind of pushback beyond Anissa on that. And it's just so confusing to me, because obviously money is not just to pay bills, money's for enjoyment. Money allows us to do anything that we want to do. But apparently no, it's just about paying the bills. That's not exciting, that's not invigorating, that's not kind of making me want to save, which is the whole point of this.
So, Keir, if you don't mind going to do the consumer research.
I'll be honest, I want to do the pitch.
Okay, why do you want to do the pitch rather than the consumer research?
I've done every pitch so far.
Why is Keir so against going to do the market research? It's key, it's important. You need to have some understanding what other people want. No one wants to do it, it's the boring bit. But it does need doing. Like, it's not as though Dean, Anissa and Mia didn't want to pitch. They've gone because actually half the team do need to go and get some market research. And I don't think that's unreasonable to ask someone to go and do that, particularly as Keir's been looking exhausted the whole episode. I don't know whether he didn't put sugar in his Coke Pops this morning or what, but he looks exhausted.
When I first saw Red, it was like a pot of popcorn.
I have the same intellect as a child. That is not a good thing.
He's good at this. He's good at this.
Dean.
That kid fucked up there. Why would you go in the middle? Dumb as shit.
The introduction is going to be delivered by myself. We're then going to move over to the money box that I would like Mia to lead.
Whoa. How is Mia going to do part of the pitch? She went to do the market research. She went to do the market research. And she's going to be... So Keir could have gone anyway. What have they done all morning? Obviously they've planned the pitch. But Mia can do both. What?
We as a brand, we stand for educating cybersecurity and financial responsibility.
Liam. If they lose, Liam's going home. There's no way that he could survive the loss. That pitch is dreadful.
So, mythical bank. I love being able to use my dolls, my teddy bears, and sometimes even my brother's toy cars.
Only thanks to Chizola for having a bit of energy, and sometimes even my brother's toy cars. Really emulating Boris Johnson there. Just a bit too much energy, if I'm honest. I get the vibe she was going for, but maybe a bit too much of that fake bravado, which probably was to help kind of pick up from Liam's dropping of the ball. I don't have any leg to stand on here because I'm also commentating, but why are these three standing in the same room commentating over their team's performance? I'd find that very distracting. If I'm sitting there listening to a pitch and off to the side you see, people complaining or commenting just on the pitch in general, I'd be like, oh my God, that was so bad. Oh my God, I agree, that was so bad. Oh my God, thank God that bit's over. Oh yes, we're on the good bit. Oh yeah, fantastic. To call back on the Easter egg episode, this is something that was in Marks and Spencer's that someone found That does look like the egg that Anissa, Emma, and made. It looks as bad as theirs. So I was wrong. I said it was the egg that lost it, but maybe not.
It's correct. So now he's got 3 gold coins, which again...
You know, when you think about quizzes, you might think it's a little bit boring and that the children didn't like it.
Okay, no, Liam can still do worse. He can interrupt. The only useful part of the pitch. Come on, Liam.
When you're trying to build that confidence in banking, if it's mythical, then it's not real.
Have you got any more questions or any more concerns? We'd love to answer them.
I love that. Yeah, your criticism, we've heard it before, and you know what? You're right. Anyway, moving on.
I'm AJ Coyne. I'm the VP of Marketing at Monzo. If you had to anchor into one...
I believe the superhero is the strongest route.
I agree. I think it's the right answer.
Disagree. Disagree with the VP of Marketing there, which, I mean, he's the VP of Marketing, so he does know more than me, so I'm wrong. But regardless, I'll say what I think anyway. It's never stopped me before. I actually think, although superheroes is definitely more of an attractive prospect to children on an overall level, I think there's more legs to the idea of the mythical element. You know, that pot of gold, that kind of, I mean, that's the only bit that really worked. Now I'm saying it out loud. The pot of gold is really good. I'm not entirely convinced that the superhero bit works that well, but I guess on the element of kind of cybersecurity and knowing, you know, doing the right thing. Yeah, okay, maybe he's right. Okay, fine. I stand corrected. I've talked myself out of my own position. You're right. How do you feel now, yeah? Bet you feel good. Making me feel like an idiot. Well, you've done that, so thanks.
Next to pitch.
Hello, my name is Frederick.
Why are they wearing gimp masks? They raided Liz Truss's sock drawer. Bit of political humour for you. I thought you'd enjoy. Let me know how it went down in the comments. I'll see the dislike rise right up.
You've got a dog, and basically what you're doing is you are avoiding the fences and collecting the coins.
Why are they playing the audio during the pitch? Trying to talk over, like, oh, this is a great app, and this is how it teaches you about financial literacy. And in the background, it's just ching, 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 ching. Very distracting. Not only for the person presenting, but also the person listening. Honestly, this is dreadful. Frederick's pitch, the start of it anyway, was fine. It was high energy. It was better than Liam's start. But the key thing here is the app. And fundamentally, Kia's not selling it.
Just following up actually on the app, which is very simplistic, but actually another thing that parents are concerned about is too much screen time.
You know, that is unfortunately the world we're in. And unfortunately, that is just where the world is heading. And I think that, if anything, goes down to just limitations from a parent perspective. You know, we would be unable to sort of policy that. That, again, is where the parental controls can come in on devices to make sure people aren't sort of overusing screens.
Kia's point here around the, like, we can't control how much time is spent. I think the question's a bit silly because they've just complimented the other team for having that same thing, you know, saying that, you know, they're going to come back every day. It's not about parental control. It's about, have you made something that has any benefit? No, it's addictive as well. So it's making them come back on their phone. That's the problem here. You know, there's not like a solution of policy. There should be some benefit of it. What value is there being on your app? Because if there's none, then why would parents want their kids to have this? Kia's answer there is like, it's like when you're in an interview and you don't know what you're going to say to a difficult question. And then eventually you work out what it is you're going to say, and then you do that bit. But the problem is you've already kind of demonstrated that you talk before you think. And that, in an interview, is bad enough. But to a pitch, it's not really much worse you can do. You've demonstrated you're going to rush to give an answer and not have anything useful to say. Convention centre task. This was probably the best task in old series of The Apprentice. So, why is it gone? It was honestly the best. Let me know what task you miss most in the comments. I think this one was just so good. You know, they knew nothing about the product, which was great TV, but there was actually an opportunity to sell to people who for whom they were trying to find stuff out as well, and they weren't experts. That's buying and selling. They just are so good. There was this one where they were selling caravans or caravan accessories. Amazing TV. Didn't actually demonstrate any business skills, but I don't know really any of these tasks do anymore.
I think someone from the app team should be in the pitch to answer questions. I think the answer's a bit roundabout in some cases.
I'll be honest, I disagree with that. If there was a mistake made on the app, I'm not, of course it's hard to answer why aren't these things on there if a mistake was made on the app team.
Sorry, is he disagreeing? That I don't understand how he disagrees with that. There should have been someone from the app team on the pitch to talk about the app. And he disagrees because how can he answer for the mistakes of the app team? Well, no, that's the whole problem. You can't. Which is why you need someone who was on the app creation team to be part of the pitch so they can address those questions, they can address those concerns fully and realistically. That's surely the sensible option, not just whatever Keir said, which made no fucking sense.
It looks like a wash bag to me, right? You could say it's for money laundering.
You know what? The money laundering joke's fine. Isn't really like a wash bag, so it's a little bit contrived as a joke. But you know what? I'll let him have it.
And all three decided to invest a total of 465,000.
All three decided against investing.
So now we know that the strongest team ever formed lost this task. Ultimately, who's responsible? Dean. Dean's responsible for making an app that had zero to do with the task itself. Mia for making a dog piggy bank, which again, I still think it's quite cute, but definitely not for a 6 to 9-year-old. I keep thinking 69-year-old. Anyway, that's not what a 6 to 9-year-old, a 7-year-old isn't going to want that. Full stop. So that's Mia and Dean. Malika, I think I'd love to blame her, but she didn't drop anything. And also, she didn't do anything wrong. She gave good contributions. I think Malika cannot be blamed. Nisa kind of got shut down by Dean, to be honest. So Anissa's probably safe as well. And then Frederick's pitch was okay, but he signed off on all the bad ideas. It's not as though Dean went away with and then changed everything in the sub-team. The branding wasn't great and he was involved in that. The dog and some maybe not so great imagery would have been included if Mia hadn't stopped it. Keir for doing literally nothing all day apart from pitch and then pitch poorly. Frederick for kind of leading the team to a massive failure. I think we're on for a double firing this week anyway, but 4 people could be gone.
For your treat, I'm sending you off to an adult-only soft play centre.
Okay, no, wait, what? Last week they upped the ante of the victory with a trip to the Turkish spa, and I reckon it was about 120 quid per person. So, we're going up in the world. A soft play centre? What's that, £10 entry? I mean, it sounds kind of fun, if I'm honest. But is that really the right kind of thing to really give these, 20 to 40-year-olds? They're back in the cafe. Were they back in the cafe last time? They're back in the right cafe. I have actually missed that cafe. Well, this cafe. It just has the right vibes. It's depressing. It's small. The food's going to be pretty rubbish. It just works so well for this. And I've missed it. I've missed Bridge Cafe.
To be fair, I did. I did shut them down. They was coming up with ridiculous things. To waste time on the bankruptcy thing, that was a big thing that you wanted to get onto the game.
I think Dean's doing a good job here in terms of he is taking some accountability. He is saying, to be fair, I did shut them down. I did stop them. I stopped them for good reason, but I did stop them from contributing. And actually, taking ownership is really important in business. Because sometimes you get things wrong. That's just a reality. Sometimes you do mess things up. But you have to take it forward in a positive way. And the only way of doing that is saying, hold my hands up. I did this.
I handled a lot of the objections. So
It was unusual that you pitched about the app when you weren't even on the app team.
you could see it that way. However, I was very confident that what I delivered was suitable.
You could see it that way. But it's just a fact. That's what happened. There's no perspective element on this. That is literally what happened. There's no other way of looking at this. That is exactly and specifically what happened.
First person I'd like to bring back into the boardroom is Dean. Boardroom is Malika.
I think that's ridiculous. You know, Malika, has she been fantastic the rest of the process? No, I think she is on borrowed time. But she didn't do anything wrong this week. She only did right things. You know, to give Malika some credit where it's due, she did well this week. She did well in this task. She contributed in positive ways. And it was ignored, and that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. But it wasn't her fault.
I think you led a bad team. I think the dynamics of the team is terrible at the moment, listening to everybody. Frederick, with regret, you're fired.
Thank you for the opportunity, Lord Sugar.
Okay. I didn't see that coming. Pre-selection of the three. Wait, I guess mid-selection of the three. I mean, yeah, he was one of the four I said. So we're down to three. Is he going to fire someone else? I think probably yes. So 3 people remain who could feasibly be held accountable. Dean, Keir, Mia.
I'm exhausted talking about this task.
You didn't... I'm exhausted talking about this task. Shugsy, you... How? How are you exhausted? You've talked about it for... He's talked about for half an hour, max. Maybe an hour if we're really pushing it. He didn't even show up for the initial launch. You know, all he's done is this last bit. How's he tired? Lazy git.
Just looking at the track record when it comes to pitching and selling, I have always done well.
But what went wrong this time then?
It was the educational element.
Well, he takes responsibility for the app, right? Do you take responsibility for the pitch?
You've got to take responsibility for your own failures, and ultimately, it sounds as though Keir's about to be fired for not taking any accountability. Mia's taking accountability for the shitty dog, although I love the dog. The dog was great. Bring back the dog. Love the dog. It wasn't for the right target. Dean is taking accountability for an app that was just not. It wasn't financial literacy at all. He's taking accountability for it. Keir isn't taking accountability for his pitch. That he forced the issue of doing it. You know, he wasn't taking no for an answer. He was going to give that pitch. He didn't need to, but he was going to.
I don't really want to hear any more. Malika, seems to me that you may have some good ideas, but nevertheless, as you admittedly state, that you be pushed to one side.
Yeah, I think people
I
feel
don't
threatened by me.
I don't want to hear anymore.
I absolutely love it when he tells them, I don't want to hear another word. And then almost immediately, oh, I've got something to say now. Too late. You missed the opportunity to say stuff because he's clearly told you to shut up. Just listen. Honestly, saying something at that point risks you being fired because you just pissed him off. You know, not that's a very fair way of being fired, but why risk it?
Keir, you're fired.
Do you know, I didn't think no one would have pitched worse than me, but...
You know what? Fair play to Liam. Who, and someone on Reddit said he reminds me of Jay from The In-Betweeners. I'm going to put them side by side. They don't look alike at all, but there's a weird kind of similarity. Let me know what you think of the similarity in the comments. That is episode 7 of The Apprentice. I think we learned that taking accountability, really important. I think we learned that making an app for kids isn't just as simple as making Subway Surfer. I think we learned that money is a real thing, and that pots of gold can look like popcorn. We learned that actually there's some tasks that the apprentice won't do. You know, whether it's selling drugs or weapons of mass destruction, they might make good episodes. All in all, make sure you subscribed, make sure you've hit that like button, be a good boy, because I'm going to see you next week for episode 8 of The Apprentice.